Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to path number 5 on 8.2.6 exploration videos. The path is going to be weapon, tactical skateboard and capture Sp1 knockdown and then disarm with dodge special. And to add in another wrench is going to be kinetic transference. Now the defenders are going to be Proffessor X, Red Guardian, Omega Sentinel, Daredevils HK, Apocalypse and also Crossbones. The nodes are going to be weapon, tactical, skateboard. So whenever the defender will attack you in your block, if he has an armor up on him, he is going to gain cruelty passive and he's going to hit you through the block. Now the way you disarm him, you let him throw a special attack and you dodge it using the dexterity mastery. That will disarm him for 20 seconds and it will come back after 10 seconds. Now, within those 20 seconds, if you throw your special one and you knock the defender down, you take their weapon for yourself for 45 seconds, and let me tell you, it's such a fun path. All you need to do is to bring in champions that have multiple armor ups, because for every armor up you have, the weapon tactical charge gives you cruelty passive for every armor up, so you can see some really big numbers. So, my favorite champions are going to be Omega Sentinel, Nimrod, Ultron, Colossus, Civil Warrior. All of these champions work really well. I would suggest though, bring in a white mags for the pre-fight so you can take away those pesky defenders that shrug off like Crossbones and Daredevil's Hell's Kitchen. Now for your suggested mastery and boost, keep it simple. The usuals, if you want to boost up, you don't really need to boost up because you get so much damage anyway, but 20%, 15% and 20% health wouldn't hurt you. And again, just to be clear, champions that have one armor up can work, but they won't be doing as much damage. Try to use champions with multiple armor up so you get a cruelty passive for every armor up whenever you will hit the opponent. Now Bahamet will have heal sponge on him, so anything you will heal up, he's gonna heal a percentage of it. So to deal with Bahamet's node, all you need to do is to use a skill champion preferably and remove your willpower mastery and your recovery mastery, and do not use any champion that has built-in regen and you should be good. Alternatively, you can also bring in tech champions or skill champions that have petrify or heal block, because their potency will be increased by 100% as well. So it's up to you who you want to bring in. So let's jump into the path guys and let's see detail fight by fight. The first fight is going to be against a Proffessor X. Now the goal here is to push him to an Sp1, and once he throws an Sp1, I need to dodge the projectile. You will notice that there is a green icon of weapon on underneath the bar of Proffessor X that shows that it's active right now. Now he's going to throw an Sp1. As soon as I dodge, the weapon projectile goes gray and onto a 20-second cooldown. I'll use my Sp1, knock him down, and the green icon comes to underneath my bar, so I've stolen that weapon. Now, for every armor up I have, once I hit him in block or without block, I'm gonna get cruelty buff, and look at that damage, 9,000 critical hits easily. And that will make very easy work of Proffessor X. Also, Omega Sentinel has her pre-fight ability where I can apply a tracking debuff, so I don't need to really worry about the miss or the falter from Proffessor X at all. I can just go in ham and keep killing him off. Just be wary about the unblockable specials and you should be able to take him down. Other options are also available. Nimrod can be used as well. My only reason to use Omega Sentinel, I just didn't want to deal with the miss, so I was able to bring Proffessor X down easily with Omega Sentinel. Next defender is going to be a Red Guardian, and I'm going to use a Colossus because Colossus is just a mean machine, and Omega Sentinel's energy is there so I can get extra damage. Now it's difficult to get a dexterity from the special on Red Guardian, so you might have to push him to specials once or twice. In my experience, push him to an SP2 is much more easier to evade. SP1 can be evaded also, so I just got an evade on it and I threw my SP1. Now I have the weapon on myself, and look at that damage. 55 cruelties are there because I have 9 armors, and every time I hit I get cruelty on the number of armors I have. So use multiple armor champions and look at him die. Now next defender is going to be an Omega Red. Now I am using a Nimrod here specifically because he's a robot, so I don't need to worry about the dead spores. And again, because Nimrod is a multiple armor up champion, he is going to do amazing here. I've already evaded his SP1, so I have disabled the weapon, and now I've knocked him down with an SP1 and I have the weapon onto myself. Now look at that damage from the basic and medium attacks, and the criticals keep going up because I have 4 armors on myself. If I use a parry here, I'm gonna get more armors and I can use it to my advantage too. But it's a very fun path, not difficult at all. It's just a breeze, and I am really enjoying this. Is the first weapon path I've done here. I'm not sure if the other ones are the same, but this is so much fun to do. Fight number 4 is going to be against the Daredevils Hell's Kitchen. Now I am using a white mags pre-fight here because I do not want to deal with the shrug-offs. So I'm just going to use a white mags and then use Colossus so I can easily parry and heavy. Again, the goal here is to disarm him first by evading his special attack, and then when I have a special attack, knock him down like this with an SP1, so I get the armor up on myself. And look at that damage now. Because of all of those cruelties stacking up, you can easily kill off the opponent in one weapon steal. So again, really fun path and really fun fight. I love the mechanics on this node, so I hope you have the same amount of fun I had making this recording. Next up is going to be an Apocalypse. I'm going to use an Omega Sentinel again. Now the same concept, let him build up to an SP1, throw that, and I'm going to block the first 2 beams, and I am going to dex the last one. That dex will disable his weapon right there. I'm going to use an SP1 right away, and that will steal the weapon from him and give it to me. Now I already have 7 armor ups. I'm just going to block the first 2 beams, dex back, and start hitting and laying into the damage. Look at that, 8,500 damage already by 1 basic attack. So the more of those cruelties you have with the armor ups, the more damage you will do. Maximum can go to 99. So again, a pretty fun path. Just bring in multiple armor up champions and you can see your opponents melt in front of you. And the final fight before Bahamet is going to be a Crossbones. Now again with Crossbones we have that issue that he might shrug off. So I've used the white mags and I'm just waiting for his SP1. For his SP1 you have to wait a little before you dash back to let the dexterity register so the weapon is disabled, and then I throw an SP1 and steal that weapon and let the cruelty do their part. 10,000, 10,000, 15,000 hits. So you will just very easily and quickly kill off the defenders. This is barely taking 7 minutes for the whole path, If I knew these mechanics more, I probably would have done registered this as an easy path, but you do require the right champions. You can't do this one with every champion. So I hope this helps, guys, and I'll see you at the boss fight. So for the boss fight Bahamet, the node is going to be heal sponge. So make sure that if you're going to use a skill champion, remove your mastery for recovery and willpower, because anytime you will heal up, Bahamet will heal 1000% of it. So make sure to remove those two masteries and use a champion that is non-healing. Rest becomes a normal regular Bahamet fight. The goal is again here to get 3 volatility charges and let him throw a special one preferably. You can also throw a special 2, but that takes a lot of real estate and corners you up. After that, there comes a blast and my SP2, and I get that removal charge and knock him down at the end of SP2, and his celestial armor is broken and I can do all the damage that I need. For phase 1, I have to bring him down to 80% health before I can trigger phase 2, and because the damage is really good, I think I was able to bring him down in 1 armor break. Yep, there we go. Now we are starting off with phase 2 again. Now with phase 2, the concept is the same. We have to give him 3 volatility charges, then let him throw a special attack. Now remember, start of every phase you will not have a removal charge, so you will need to throw a special into a block to get those removal charges. And also the number of removal charges you get, it depends on the phase. So if you use a special attack in phase 1 into the radiation blast, you get 1 charge. You get 2 in phase 2 and 3 in phase 3. Now Bahamet just threw his SP1, but no radiation charge at the end of it because there was not enough volatility on him. He needs to have at least 3 volatility charges before he can throw a special, and he can follow it up with the radiation blast. Just right here, so I'm gonna charge a heavy, and there we go. I'm gonna return the blast back, and now Bahamet is knocked down and his armor broken, and he will take extra damage. So again guys, use up your skill champions that you have the maximum rank. My Kingpin is rank 4, so I try to bring him more often so I can finish off the fight faster. I hate boss fights when they're lingering on and on and on. So yeah, SP3, now he's done. I can do all the damage. I have got him cornered. He's not gaining power. I can spam my heavy and do maximum amount of damage. So on the next one, when I come in, I can have my SP3 ready again, and I can throw that out before the celestial armor gets back up. There we go, a lot of damage in one go. We brought him down to 41%. I think I took him down to phase 3 also right here. Yeah, phase 3 is there, so 1 armor break is enough to do him enough damage. Now for phase 3, it's the same as phase 2, only difference they're going to be heat radiation charges that will be orange in color that you have to dex, no way around them. Regular ones, again, throw a special, get those removal charges. Now you will notice phase 3 I got 3 removal charges. Once I have those removal charges, I'm gonna let Bahamet build up his volatility charges. Once he has 3 volatility charges after SP1, he will throw out a radiation blast that I need to reflect back on Bahamet so I can knock him down and break his armor. I can either do that with a heavy attack or I can do that with a parry. I personally like to do heavy because of the longer animation, so I don't need to have like the precise timing down of returning the blast. So right here I usually charge heavy and let it go there, and that returns to Bahamet, and now I can lay into him and do as much damage as possible and bring him down to 10%, because at 10% we are going to trigger the willpower mastery. We are going to trigger the phase 4 below 10% health. Now for the willpower mastery, because you have removed it, you also remove recovery. Bahamet is not healing at all. This feels like a very normal, simple Bahamet fight. So very important guys, remove your willpower mastery and remove your recovery mastery, and you should be good bringing Bahamet down to 10% and triggering phase 4. And the final phase is going to be below 10%. Here you don't need to worry about the removal charge, it will be permanent. Only thing is make sure that Bahamet has 3 volatility charges on specials, and once you throw the blast towards you, you're gonna parry it, and that is going to be reflected back to Bahamet. But the difference here, Bahamet will also be able to auto block or parry it, and that will be returned back to you, and then you have to return back to him. So it's like a small mini puzzle, like a ping pong game. So let me show what I mean. So right here I'm gonna parry, so it just goes back and forth, and every time it bounces off Bahamet, the celestial armor potency is decreased. So when the fight starts, it's 85% potency. After the first rally of the radiation blast, look at the potency going down to 40%. So rinse and repeat that. Let him throw the specials, let him throw the blast, and once he does that, you can play that mini game. If you win it, you bring down the Brock proficiency or celestial armor potency, if I should say, more down, and that can that helps you bring it negative. Like right now, it's at 0% extra damage on the celestial armor. So now I can go in and attack. So you just do and rinse and repeat that, and you can kill him off. I do think I die here with Kingpin with very less health, and I came back with a Colossus to finish it off. But just for the sake of explanation on the fight, I'm gonna keep it short and simple. So I hope all of these phases are understandable and this helps you finish off the fight. Make sure for this heal sponge node, you remove the willpower mastery and the recovery mastery. That's all guys. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below, and also considering buying me a coffee if you really enjoyed these videos and you find them helpful. Apart from that guys, I will be back with the last video on 8.2.6 tomorrow. So stay tuned guys, and you all have an amazing day. Bye.